What's up everyone, welcome back to my freaking channel. Before we get on with the video, I would first like to start off by saying Happy New Year. I hope you had a great time with your friends and family, and I hope you can achieve any goals you may have this year that you weren't able to accomplish the previous years. Now on with the video. I originally planned to do a voiceover with my own voice for this tutorial, but I'm currently sick, and I sound absolutely disgusting, so instead I will use this for my voiceover lol. One more thing, before I get started, I would like to put in a disclaimer. I'm by no means claiming to be a makeup artist, so if you come at me saying my makeup sucks, sis try again, because I already know that ha. Okay, I'll stop rambling now and get on with this so-called tutorial. Let's get this bread sis, that was gross and there was no need for that. Okay, let's get started. Before I start applying anything to my face, I like to clip my hair away from my face. That way I can easily move around on my face without my hair getting in the way. I tend to have really dry skin due to the cold weather, so I first like to start off with my Glycerin and Rose Water Skin Moisturizer. Before I used to soak up a cotton round to apply the rose water, but I found it to be so wasteful because it soaks up extra product that I won't be able to use again. I don't know where else you can find this specific rose water, but here in Arizona we have a store called Food City, and I got this in the beauty aisle. I did some research, and I was able to find this product for an affordable price on Amazon, so if you are interested in trying it, I will link it down in the description. What I eventually do is, I pour some of the rose water onto the cap of the bottle, dip a finger or two, to get some product, and distribute it onto my face. If I have any extra rose water in the cap, I just put it back into the bottle. Now I know what you're thinking. That's gross, you're putting back product that has been touched by your hands, that came into contact with your filthy face. I always make sure to wash my hands good and have a clean face to avoid any contamination. Once that's done, I wait a few minutes until my face is completely dry. Once my face feels almost dry, I pat the product onto my skin so my face can absorb it well. Just an FYI, this specific rose water will leave a dewy / tacky-like finish, so if you have oily skin I would not recommend this product. Like I stated before, I have really dry skin, so after the rose water I like to go in with my Dove beauty cream. You can get this cream at your local Walmart, but a 2-pack of the same size I have can come to a cost of around $7. If you want to save money, you can get 2 of these for the same size at the 99-cent store for only $2. To speed up the process a little, I filled in my eyebrows and cleaned them up off camera. Next, what I do is I go in with the L.A Colors Contour Concealer Stick. I put concealer onto my eyelids and minimal amount underneath my eyes to cover up any dark circles. I like to do this before I add my foundation so I don't end up looking too pale. To blend it out, I use my Wet n Wild flat top brush. I use this same brush to apply my foundation. Once again, to speed up the process and not make this video long, I did one eye off camera. For eyeshadow I will be using the L.A Colors Stunning Eyeshadow Palette. I tried researching where you can buy this, but I couldn't find anything. You may be able to get it at your local drugstore or beauty store. I got mine at a store called Big Lots. The brush I'm using to apply the shadow is a brush I got off of wish.com. I'm only going to be using about 3 shadows, since I didn't want this to be a super glam look. And since we are going for a more subtle look, I went in with this orangey color to go onto my outer eye and a little bit above the crease of my eyes, since I have hooded eyes. I then went in with a Wet n Wild blending brush to blend out any rough edges. Next, I'm going into the Noir Fatale palette. I'm going to be honest, I've only had this palette for 6 months and I don't even remember where the frick I bought it. I'm so sorry. Anyways, with a flat eyeshadow brush I will be using the shade Sting to apply it all over my eyelid. With the first eyeshadow brush I used earlier, I will take any leftover shadow and apply it underneath my waterline. Next, I use this Novo eyeshadow palette that contains only shimmer / glitter shadows. I got this palette for $3 on AliExpress. It was a bit pricey for the size of the palette, and it took about 3 to 4 weeks to get to me, but it's worth it, because the eyeshadows have a lot of pigment. The palette does come with a sponge applicator and you can use it to apply the shadows. I decided in mixing two shimmers. I was going to use the sponge applicator for the shadow, but somehow when I was doing it, it wasn't blending well, so I used my finger instead. I proceeded to blend my second choice of shimmer with my finger as well. At first I only wanted to mix two shimmers, but I ended up going for this glittery shadow at the last minute. Once again I applied it with my finger. Okay, you stupid bitch, that's enough. You're making everyone highly uncomfortable, and you're making a fool out of yourself. Next I used a white eyeliner pencil. I use this on my waterline, so it can give me the illusion of bigger and more open eyes. I'm not even exaggerating when I say I almost poked my eye out. For eyeliner, I use the Wet n Wild Brown Liquid Mega Eyeliner. Like I said, I wanted to keep this look as simple as possible, so I will be doing a simple eyeliner. My apologies if you can't see how I'm applying the liner. My mirror was too far away, and I couldn't see a dang thing, so I had to bring it closer to me. I'm also kind of glad you can't see it up close, because I messed up. Now that I'm done with my eyes, I like to use a primer before applying my foundation. And for this video I used the Yensa Essential Glow Primer. If you don't like a dewy look and prefer a matte look, I don't recommend you trying this. I don't know where you can purchase this, because I got this from a giveaway that my friend Melissa Leah Garrett hosted. She is also a small YouTuber like me. I will link her channel down in the description. Dang girl, that transition was smoother than a baby's bottom. For foundation I use the Maybelline Dewy Plus Smooth Foundation in the shade Nude Beige No. 125, and I use my Wet n Wild Flat Top brush to buff it out. I know it seems like this is not my shade, because I look more pale than Casper the Ghost, but I promise you it's the lighting that makes it look like that. For blush I'm using the FAMTASTIC Blusher Rose Powder in shade No. 2. I got this on AliExpress.com for $1.37. This is a cream blush that comes with a small buffing brush on the other end, so you can buff out the product. I've been testing it for the past 2 weeks and I actually like it. When I feel like I overdid it with the blush, I take my foundation brush and tap it over the blush to tone it down. Since I did use a cream blush, I like to go into my Profusion blush and bronzer palette to set the cream blush with the powder blush. I like to use this sort of light coral color, just so I don't overpower with blush again. Now for my favorite part, highlight. I use the JCat Beauty Baked Highlight in the shade Twilight. I spray my rose water that I made to set my makeup on my brush before I dip it into the highlight to make it pop. Dang girl, that highlight is brighter than my future. That highlight so bright I had to turn my brightness down. Yo, highlight be popping sis. Next I take a tiny blending brush from the brand E.L.F. and I dip it into the same highlight for my inner eye corner. This just adds an extra oomph to the eyes. For lips I use the Lip Stain Romantic Bear in the shade Sexy Red. I got it from, you guessed it, AliExpress. It only cost me 89 cents. I make sure not to add too much pressure when applying it because I don't want the color to be too vibrant. When I curl my lashes, I like to heat up the eyelash curler with a lighter. This is because it allows the lashes to give a better curl and make them look longer. If you do try this, please be careful when doing this. You don't want to burn off your eyelashes, so please make sure it cools down a bit. For mascara, I use the Maybelline New York Falsies Express. I got mine at my local Walmart for $6. As much as I wish I could put on fake eyelashes, a girl does not know how to do it. That's why I just stick to mascara. Last but certainly not least, I'm going to set my makeup with this rose water setting spray that I made myself. All I did was get this old setting spray bottle, poured a tiny bit of my Glycerin rose water, and I added some water and voila, I got myself a setting spray. I should have put this disclaimer at the beginning, but while I was editing I had totally forgot to do so. I just want everyone to know that I'm aware that there are people who prefer cruelty-free makeup, And I totally respect that. Personally, I don't really mind what kind of makeup I own/use on my channel, because my videos are not 100% focused on beauty related videos. I do these makeup videos for fun and entertainment. If you are interested in any products I used, but are unsure whether it's cruelty free, I would do some research beforehand. I'm not educated enough to know what companies use cruelty free makeup, and I deeply apologize for my lack of knowledge on this. I promise that in the near future, whenever I do more makeup videos, I will inform myself more and try to provide as much information as possible. I hope you all enjoyed this little so-called tutorial. I had so much fun doing it. I will do a close-up of the finished look. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click the little bell, so you know when I post a new video. All my social media will be linked down in the description box below. I love you all, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Sonidero style que te pone a bailar, ilumina y sonoriza tu sonrisa va a brillar. Tenemos una canción que lees en la ambición, ecualiza y garantiza, pista llena y te armoniza. Avanza con la raza que tu negro en el chicumba y el estás encargada de conectar y amplificar. Esta es tu canción, movimiento sonidero que se lleva en la sangre, tu no como tu color.
Oh my gosh, I have to clean all this mess.
Tus besos me inspiran y me hacen crecer, subir. No me canso de decirte que Los Ángeles existe y ni los Facebook. Hay mujer bonita, son las de mis heridas, por tu área la vida. Eso y más cuando sé que estás tú.
Now I have to clean all of it.